Well, we are embarking on level 3. Thank you, ladies, so much for taking the reins last week. Can I just say, I just am so thankful that I have an amazing team full of leaders who are so competent. And I think any of you guys could run this study without me, without Sherry, without Jimmy. You guys are so amazing. It's really cool. I had somebody actually reach out to me from another direct sales company to ask my opinion on something as far as leadership went. And she said, it seems like you have a lot of people that you lead. And my answer was, I have the privilege to work with a lot of brilliant leaders, and together we get to lead a team. It's not just one person. Like and your vision has to be so much more broad, like being at Leaders Retreat and realizing that I have a team that is so competent, I can go and everything keeps going. It doesn't hinge on me. And I'm so thankful. And again, back to that comment, I need to write it up somewhere. I think maybe we need to get a sticker or something. I build a team so strong that no one has any idea who the leader is. And I'm so thankful for the strength that I see in all of you. So we are here, level 3 production.
Today, we're talking about upsides and downsides of level 3.
Awesome.
And we're going to try to finish by at least 5 to 10 because we're going to move into another book study, the Plexus book study.
With Dr. Caroline Leaf. I'm so excited.
Which will be incredible. So we're trying to give people just a few minutes in between. So that may mean that we aren't quite as deep into some of these concepts as we'd like to be, which may mean we just pick up on some of them next time. But level 3 is the production level. And if you talk to any of the diamonds in Plexus, they're going to tell you that's the fun level. That's the level that gets you into that jewel party. That's the level where things really start happening and getting excited. And so level 3 is about getting things done, producing results. I know that there are leaders that would say level 3 is when leading and influencing becomes fun. Well, I don't know. I have a lot of fun in level 2. So I don't know that it's all about where this is the fun. But level 3 leaders can become change agents, tackle tough problems, face thorny issues, make the difficult issues that will make a difference, and take their people to another level of effectiveness. So level 3 has a lot of challenging conversations in it. And if we just look right at the very first page, page 133, the second paragraph, it's like no one can fake level 3. Either you're producing for the organization, adding to the bottom line, or you're not. Level 3 leaders are self-motivated and productive. And as a result, they create momentum and develop an environment of success. Producers on level 3 attract other producers. They respect one another, they enjoy collaborating, and they get things done. That does not mean that they think alike. It does not mean that they agree.
Yes, so important. So important. Because you've got so many people in an organization that have different ways of thinking. They've come from different places. And that's what makes having different leaders on a team so important. As long as there's mutual respect for one another's views. And the other piece is being willing to be wrong in leading alongside someone else and learning. We're never above a mistake.
And I think the other thing in this respect part is respect that what works for you does not necessarily work for me. I'm a different person. So
I agree wholeheartedly with that comment, Sherry. And the other piece to it is that just because what works for you doesn't work for me, doesn't mean that it's wrong.
yes.
And just because I don't want to run my business the way that you run your business, I'm not, this is, for example, I would love to run my business the way Sherry runs her business. Um, that's great. But if we have a difference of opinion as far as that goes, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. There are times though, like if you are being underhanded, if you are not aligning with the values of Plexus in general, if you're doing weird, stupid stuff, there is a possibility of being wrong. But just because somebody does not do what you think they should do, and I don't know, like I will say I've fallen into this trap before. And it was certainly a much lower level of leadership and a much lower understanding of the rank that I was in at the time. I remember looking at my uplines thinking they're doing that wrong. You know what my upline should be doing? They should be doing this. This is what my upline should be doing. And man, you know what really sucks? Is walking the path and looking around and going, gosh, dang it, I was so wrong. Because look where I am. I actually sent Eva a message. We were chatting the other day because Eva, for those of you guys who don't know, actually, Eva is I'm her adopted level 1. The poor lady, she's stuck with me. And I said, I don't know if I ever did this, but I'm so sorry because I'm experiencing this. And I just want to say that it just feels so gross that if I ever did this to you, I'm so sorry. And she just laughed. She goes, I remember saying exactly the same thing to Kristen. Like, I don't know if I ever did this and I ever offended you in this way, but I was so wrong. We were just having a moment, right? But perspective on the journey is so valuable. And we can teach ourselves the most painful but valuable lessons as we're walking along if we keep our eyes open.
So we'll move right into the upside, page 135. Leadership production gives credibility to the leader. Go and do together. Peter Drucker says there's 2 types of people in the business community, those who produce results and those who give you reasons why they didn't.
Because we all have reasons, right?
Of course.
We all have reasons. They're not excuses. They're reasons. They're totally valid, right? Totally valid. Don't tell me otherwise, right? Oh, you can issue all the memos and give all the motivational speeches you want, but if the rest of the people in your organization don't see you putting forth your very best effort every single day, they won't either. Level 3 leaders take their people where they want to go. They don't send them there. They're more like tour guides than travel agents. I really like that be a tour guide for your people and not a travel agent.
And I actually really think that in Plexus, this is where IPA comes in, and where doing IPA together comes in, and where talking together about messaging and how to do things. And it's the doing things together that makes a difference long term.
Yes. And I also want to expand on that a little bit more. Every single person watching this, before, after, whatever, you have value to share. So if you are sending messages, you say to your team, I just sent out 3 messages inviting people to a messenger event, right? If we are able to walk out what we're doing, because we don't sit in an office and talk over our shoulder to the person beside us, telling them what we're doing. Your team needs to know and see what it takes to do what you're doing, right? And the other piece to that is holds you accountable. If you're doing nothing, you have nothing to say. Ouch. Right? And the other piece is that if you're wanting to lead out front, and you're wanting to challenge yourself in your leadership, that encourages consistency, right? It can't be, you can potentially build a business by blitzing 12 hours, cranking out 12 hours of Plexus on one day. I would never suggest that. That seems like a horrible idea, unless that's all you have. I mean, go for it. I would far rather spend 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day doing what I'm doing than, and when I say 4 hours, everybody can put their eyeballs in their sockets. That's me where I'm at. I'm not saying everyone needs to give 4 hours a day to Plexus. If you have 20 minutes here, if you have 20 minutes there, like just tell people what you're doing, because that's also going to attract your people to do the same thing as you.
And I think in terms of the daily work or the regular work, I think we have to take into account how people's lives work. Just doing a little bit more work on time management. It's a weekly block of time. We don't balance everything in a day. We don't spend 10 minutes with this kid and 10 minutes with that kid and 10 minutes with the other kid. Like we don't do those things in one day. But in a week, we do. In a week, we invest time in each child. We invest time in our spouse. We invest time in that, that project that makes the burgers to put in the freezer, that 10 pounds of meat to put in the freezer for burgers for the future. We invest time in making the cookies that are going to be for the next week or two. So we look at a weekly plan. So because I'm in agriculture and because everything is so seasonal, sometimes doing things in 20 minutes every day isn't a fit, or 3 hours every day. Sometimes it is. I'm setting aside 6 hours on Friday, and that's when I'm doing all my follow-up, and it's when I'm doing all my reach outs. And on this day, I'm doing all the prep for the newsletter.
Well, Sherry,
So
actually,
remember, I just want to say that consistency does not mean you must do it like you brush your teeth every day.
yeah,
Consistency can look different.
I would love if you would share a little bit about, you had 1 month where you sponsored a ton of people, and your comment to me was, it was the easiest follow-up month ever. Because what did you do? Like this was brilliant. When she said this, I was like, that is so smart.
And for follow-up, it was very simple. I just had a layout on follow-up, X many days. And because it was June of 2 years ago, and everybody knows that things went crazy. And
are we at the same time? How is that even possible?
Oh, you're kidding.
Just announced that the emails got sent out incorrectly and the times on the emails were incorrectly. And I happened to go to that Zoom before I came here and they hadn't started yet.
That's so
Sorry to
interesting.
interrupt.
No, that's fine. We can put a pin in it and go.
Actually, I think that's true. Let's put a pin in it and we're going to just switch over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to switch back afterwards, or do we want to just, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
How's that? Okay. So where you're going is where, Amy? Can you
Email to, I'll put it in my group.
Yeah, let's do that.
In the silver group.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the silver group.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies.